Hello, and you're all very welcome. This is our kitchen at the Harmony Hub in Redcar, and I'm here with Karl Buxton, who has been a volunteer with us for a while now, and he's a chef. And as it's been a little bit strange over lockdown, we haven't been able to have our soup and social group. We've decided to do some little cooking videos, some little how-to, and hope that we can get together with people virtually. So, Karl, hello. Thanks very much for coming. You're very welcome. Would you like to talk us through what you're going to do today?
So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you how to make a roast vegetable smoked paprika stroganoff with a quick fried brown rice and herb garlic just to go on the side there as well. So first of all, what you're going to need to do is just wash your brown rice, as I've already done and then I've got some water on ready to boil. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel some of these vegetables and put them in a nice cookware for the oven, so we can slowly roast them for about half an hour. So basically get a good knife that you're confident with, and then just basically, if it's something like a beetroot or anything round, always cut the ends off so it stands, so you're not going to cut yourself. And then if you just follow the vegetable around, you can see your fingers are away from it, and it's really easy to do. Just follow it round until you get all the way around and all the vegetables. Not forgetting when you've got the ends to put them in ready for your compost. Okay, then just cut down. Keep it nice and chunky as well, because you want it to roast nice and you don't want it to be all over and just little thin slices and burns.
So is it best to have it all about the same size, so they roast kind of evenly, because they're all root vegetables, so they're quite hard?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, things like carrots, what I do, and I've always done, is I actually don't peel them. I actually keep the peel on, because I think it gives it a lot of flavour. You lose a lot of the flavour. So just top and tail them, what we call it.
Kind of holds the texture as well.
Certainly does, yeah, and it stops them breaking up and what have you as well. So just down the middle, like this. And then always keeping your fingers away. And putting the knife away from yourself as well, so you're not hurting yourself or anybody else. And we do it like this, just down the middle, always down like that, always making it easy for yourself, so you're not hurting yourself, and it's easy to cut as well, so it's not rolling around. Because if you try to do it the other way around, obviously, it's going to be rolling around and you're going to really struggle to cut it, and there's more chance of yourself cutting yourself. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll get all these, I'll get them, like I say, the ways that I've done them with the round ones, you top and tail them and what have you, cut things up so they're in nice same chunks, and then we'll come back in a minute and I'll show you them when they're roasted, okay? So while I'm putting these on ready to roast the vegetables, I'm going to chop some garlic as well, just to give it a bit more flavour while it's roasting. Now I've always found the best way to do a clove is to peel it, rather than stood there trying to peel it. Just put your knife on its side on there, the palm of your hand, just knock it down, and all it does there, just takes it all off like that. And just put that in for the compost. What we'll do there, usually it's better to have a bigger knife when you're chopping, because what you get is like the guillotine effect on a knife. And all you do is just chop it up like that. And then once you've got it, just rock it backwards and forwards the knife until it's chopped up like that. Always being careful with the blade. You don't want it too fine because you want to get a bit of flavour. So what I do is just be very careful. If you're uncomfortable with that, use a spoon or just a normal knife to do that. And just mix it in with the vegetables there. And then a bit of oil, a bit of salt and pepper. A bit of oil, so just any oil, whatever you like, not too much. You don't want to be swimming in it. Just like that, just a coating. Basically it just lets it roast it, lets it brown a bit, gives it a bit of flavour and what have you. So we'll do that. And then all we'll do, we'll put this in the oven for about half an hour on 200 degrees. Right, so now what we've done now is for the last half hour I've been boiling the brown rice off. So that's now reduced down. So I've added a bit of salt into the water, just to give it a bit of flavour, obviously, because you don't want it too bland. So with brown rice, you've got, obviously I show you how to wash it, and then just soak it, just for a couple of minutes, and then you put it into the water. So you get some water, bring it to the boil in the pan with some salt, and you add the raw rice into it. Brown rice takes longer than white rice to cook. It a bit more robust because it's got the husks on it and what have you. So you have to make sure when you're doing it and you're boiling it, keep checking it. And once it starts to get nutty and it's breaking down and you're biting into it, it should be easy to bite into, it shouldn't be hard. Once you've done that, we just put it back into a sieve. We just let the water drain, because what we're going to do with that is we're going to dry fry it with some garlic and some herbs later on. So what I've got here now is I've got a pan and we're going to fry some vegetables in. So the pan is on relatively high, medium high, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some vegetables and things in here and we're going to fry them off, and then I'm going to add the roast vegetables that we're roasting in the oven now later on to make the stroganoff. So if you get something like green beans or the runner beans, we just make sure you take the ends off, because you don't want to eat them because they're a bit chewy. Just turn them round. If you can line them up, or just do them individually if you want, you can just do one at a time. It depends how confident you feel with the knife. But you know, just go to the end, take them off. If you miss anything, just do it. Yep. Just put them all in your compost pile for later. And just put them into nice manageable sizes and we'll put them in a bowl. Okay. Just the same with these as well. Just nice chunks like that, yeah. Make sure you take the ends off them as well, because you don't want them in there. Checking that pan, make sure it's warm, because you want it nice medium heat when you put the oil in it, just so it fries brings out the flavour in the onions and what have you. So on an onion, like I said, round, always top and tail. Take these, okay, and then you've got it nice and stable, put down and just peel off the sides when you want to come off. Yeah. Because you don't want to eat those bits because they're not nice. Okay. It's fighting me with this one. So then we want these nice and chunky. We don't want them thin, so just when you get to there, just push the onion over so it's flat. You want it always flat so you don't hurt yourself. So down the middle, cut, and then just do that. Okay? And then we'll put that in there as well. And obviously with the garlic we're going to put in there. Just more than this. Usually chop that, like I said before, just work it around there, nice and chunky, you don't want it too thick. And then we're going to be a bit naughty here and put a bit of chili in there just to give it a bit of spice. So just, okay, I'm going to put that all in there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a bit of oil in the pan. What I'm going to do is start to see it smoking a bit there. In. Right, so what we do now is we put these on, we fry these off in the oil, and I've got the roast vegetables out now. So I just need my spoon, so we'll just pop these in to the mix. This is all your vegetables. They've been in there on 200 degrees for about half an hour now, so they're just nicely softened up. So I'll just do that. And what I'm going to do now is I've got this vegetable stock cube. So I put that in the hot boiling water, give that a little whiz round so it breaks up. That's 100 ml of water in there with one stock cube, just to give it a little bit of something. So we just mix that so it breaks down and becomes just the stock. Drop it down in temperature. Then we add some smoked paprika, about a tablespoon. Don't want to put too much smoked paprika in because it's quite strong. Bit of salt, just to taste. And I've got a little bit of pepper. You could just use some black pepper ground for this. And then a bit of English mustard. Squirt there for about a teaspoon. And then mix that. So let that cook. Give that a couple of minutes there, like that, cooking away. All them flavours infuse into it. And just add a bit of soy milk in there, or oat milk, sweet, just soy or oat, you can use any. And then what we do now, just let that cook itself out. A bit more into that. Just keep it on about a medium to high heat of about 4 or 5, or just a nice heat there, nothing too drastic. Just so what you're going to do is reduce the soy, reduce all the flavours, so it's more and more flavours and the more you go. Right, what we're going to do now we've done the stroganoff there, it's just sat there on the back, just keep it nice and warm. I'm going to do the dry fried rice. When we say dry fried, it just means I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in there just so it doesn't stick, but it's not going to be swimming in oil. So first of all I need to prepare, so I'll chop some onions like I did with the red one, just nice, and remember top and bottom, and chop it nice big chunk because you want to be able to taste it. We'll do the garlic, as you remember, just the garlic, just 2 cloves will do. So we'll do these, and then we'll chop these up to go in. And then we're going to do some herbs, and I'll go through these little herbs that we've got today from the garden, which are nice. It's going to add a nice little flavour to the rice for you. Oh, nice and just chunky garlic again. You need to get the taste in there. If it's too fine, it just becomes mush and quite tasteless. It's nice to get a little bite of garlic in there, I find anyway. And so, what we've got here, we've got some parsley, got some fennel, rosemary, sage, got some thyme here, and some oregano, and some basil. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pick some of this off, ready for the rice. Just to give it that flavour, give it a little bit of everything. Just make sure if you've got anything with stalk on it and herbs, make sure you don't put the stalk in because it gets quite chewy, it's not very pleasant to taste. So things like rosemary, I always find the best way to do that is just pull them down, put it off the stalk, just come straight off like that. And then thyme's not too bad actually, you can chop that in, that's not too bad. Basil's fine, and sage. What I'll do there, that should be enough herbs there because you don't want to overpower it with too many. Just chop it all up nice and loosely. Just have all these nice flavours and really fragrant when you're putting it in. Get a real nice taste to it. So now this has got warm, I'm going to put a little bit, just a tiny bit of oil in. Hardly anything, just to take the edge off it. So I've put the onion and the garlic in there with a tiny bit of oil in. Just move that around, brown it off, nice and brown. And do that. You just want it to start floating, just start seeing it, just start to like take the moisture up and nicely brown. Just softens the onion and the garlic. Then we'll just add the rice. keep moving it around because it will stick on the bottom if you don't. Bit more salt to taste. You taste it how you want, as salty as you want it. Don't put too much salt or pepper in at once because you can't take it away, but you can always add. Pepper there. This is only a quick process. This just gives the flavour of an extra nuttiness when you taste it. It just gives it an increased taste and infuses all the flavours together in the rice rather than just doing boiled rice. And then what we do finally, we just throw them herbs in there. And that's all you need to do. That's that done. Right, as you can see, I've plated these up now, so just you can put the rice on the side or whatever tickles your fancy really, I suppose. So what I've done is just a little bit of garnish on there, the herbs that I had left over. Really easy. The meal's made, it's healthy. There's not much that's unhealthy in it, to be fair. You've just got a little bit of the soy milk, I suppose, is you know, with the fats and what have you. But this is a good wholesome meal. And this will make it, it'll fill you, it tastes nice. And going back to the chilli, if you're not a big fan of spice, don't add it, you don't have to. Just something, a little idea or something you want to do. Okay, I hope you enjoy, I hope you find it very tasty, and thank you for watching.